It's time to find your competitors and learn from them. First off, before all panic sets in, let's just start off with defining what a competitor is. A competitor is any person or company which is a rival against you. This can include a company in the same industry or a similar industry, or one which offers a similar product or service. You really need to get to know your competitors to run a healthy, profitable business. In this lecture, we're going to learn how to find them, assess them, and then learn from them. Now, this lecture and this part of the course requires research. And research isn't the most fun activity to undertake, but as they say, a stitch in time saves nine. So basically, get it right now and you'll save a lot of time, money, and hassle. So, step 1. Who are your competitors and where do you even begin to look to find them? The best piece of advice I can give when looking for your competitors is to think as a customer. If you were sat at your desk right now, which you might be, and you wanted to seek out a social media management business, where would you look? I'd be personally tempted to ask any of my friends or colleagues who own similar businesses. As soon as I'm at my desk, I might post a little Facebook message or send out a tweet. Do you know any social media managers or companies who can provide or manage my social media? This should probably provide you with some great insight. Where else can you hunt down competitors? Local business directories, your local chamber of commerce, press reports, exhibitions, trade fairs. Search Google using the keywords such as social media managers or social media services, and use your local city or town name in your searches to hone it down. You may also start to glean insight when you start pitching your services to potential customers, because they'll tell you who they are with or who's also pitched to them, for example. Flyers and marketing literature that have been sent to you when you registered your business or domain name may also be useful. And if you found any other places, let us know in the discussion board of this lecture and we can share them with the other students. Step 2. Now, attached to this lecture, you're going to find a competitor scoring spreadsheet. Sounds very boring, doesn't it? You're going to fill this out and keep a record of who your competitors are. The fun bit is we're going to rate different elements of your competitors too. Think of yourself as Simon Cowell. You've got to give them some harsh, deep analysis. Lucky for you, your competitors won't know what you think about them and it won't be broadcast on national TV like the X Factor, but you do get to score them. Now, this isn't just a silly exercise. By scoring competitors, giving them higher points for areas that they might impede on your business, you can see who you need to worry about and who are just a blip in a similar sector. Don't be too complacent though, and always remember back to your business vision and unique proposition and revisit the competitor analysis as much as possible. There could be 10 social media management companies, but if you're the only one who is targeting yoga and fitness businesses, then you're likely to win clients from them and you're likely to find a nice niche market to tackle. Pay particular attention to the sorts of products and services each of your competitors are offering. We'll be diving into that in a bit more detail on the next lecture. Step 3. You now want to proactively monitor them. And we can do this in a few ways. We can use your personal email address to sign up to their blog if they have one. And when they post about new stuff, you should know. Not only will this help you keep up with their company news, but you'll also be able to understand how they communicate with their customers, what tone of voice they use, what their pricing is, what sort of offers they have. I'm a big believer in using your competitors' products or services as a base point from where you should maybe start with. If you can start with their good points from day one, imagine the innovation you can achieve by then improving on their products or services. But also remember, reinventing the wheel is often the knee-jerk reaction of a newly formed business, so unless you have time and money to kill, start at a safe place and then slowly start to innovate as you go along. To monitor them, you could also sign up to Google Alerts for their brand name, and I'll quickly show you how to do that now. Okay, so Google Alerts is a great feature where you can basically be alerted to any new news articles blog posts, mentions on websites, that sort of thing, about different keywords. I use Google Alerts for a variety of things. Number one, I like to find out what people are saying about me on the web, if there's any blog posts or if I've been mentioned around the internet. And next up, obviously, company names. So your own company is a great thing to monitor using Google Alerts. But of course, in this lecture, we're talking about our competitors. So rather than using one of our competitors, I'm actually going to set up a Google Alert for my favourite bar in Birmingham. So what you simply do is you go to google.com/alerts, nice and simple, type in the search term. Now notice how I'm using the word Birmingham at the end, just to make sure that nowhere else around the world is going to be mentioned. The likelihood is that if someone mentions the Jam House, they're also going to mention the city name, but I can create 2 alerts. I type in my email address here and simply click create alert. There's some additional options here. You can choose the frequency, so as it happens, if you're expecting lots of search results, you might not want to do this. You might want to select at most once a day, which will give you a roundup of all the events, or you could set some time aside each week to go over what your competitors have been up to in a weekly email. Let's go for once a week for this example. You can then choose the sources, so you can say, actually I only want to know when our competitors have been mentioned in the news or in a book or actually on the internet, and you just select the options there, but we're going to go for automatic, which will just go through all of them. Language. Now if you want to only target a specific language, a good example of this is if the company name means something else in a different language, you can just say English only. Region, where do you want to search? Again, this will help you filter out any extra noise. So if you know the supplier or the competitor is only based in the UK or the United States, you might just want to select that particular region. It will help filter out noise from around the internet. And how many? Do you want Google to decide what it thinks are the best results, or do you want to see all of the results? Some nice simple options there, and all we do is create alert, and that will now be created. We just have to sign in with our Google account, and once we've done that, the alert is created. Step 4, monitoring, understanding and learning from your competitors should be an evolving, revolving door. With businesses like this, things can change so quickly, and by having your finger on the pulse with your competitors, you won't be caught out. Why not revisit this lecture once per quarter and carry out the competitor audit, or download the accompanying checklists in the lecture material.